Well, hello there. Yes, it's your dear friend Dr. J and the Althea live online Sunday gathering. We're doing it again, folks. If you're in Colorado, you know we are under a blanket of snow. And who knows, if you're in another part of the country, you might be in a heat wave, a tornado, a drought, a wildfire, an uprising, a riot. I mean, let's face it, we've got a lot of options to choose from on the frequent disaster list of 2020-2021. So today is it's actually a very important day for me today. We're going to be talking about ceremony. And we're going to be talking about ceremony in a few different ways. So first of all, I'm going to start off with a story. Yes, one of our favorite stories from long ago and far away. And then a deconstruction of what is ceremony and why does it matter and why is it possibly one of the most important spiritual practices you could pick up and explore. But then we're going to finish by talking about an actual ceremony that the Althea community is going to do. Now, I know you can't all be there. Carrie in Sacramento, sorry about that. But it's a way of understanding the mechanics of how my ceremony is the way it is. So hopefully we're going to have fun along the way, and we'll be done in time for an 11:30 Mountain Time Zoom conversation for anyone who wants to join in. So, I have announcements, I have prayers, and I have to admit, I imagine that a lot of you are all messed up because of the time change. So, let's get into the announcements and hopefully you'll start showing up. Hi, Julia. Hey, Chad. Who else is there? I can see you. Thomas. Look for your email, Thomas. You're in there. I sent you a ceremony link. All right. First of all, if anyone missed attending Althea's town hall last Wednesday, it is available on the Althea website. So cool. It's on our homepage. And the community is connecting and exploring and growing stronger together as we are looking at our future and what things will be in the stage of growth and blossoming post Dr. J. Then we have Community Connections coming up Thursday at 11 a.m. led by Kathy Humphreys. It has been fantastic the last couple of weeks without me. Yes, it's just as good. It's free and the link is available on our website and in the newsletter. Now, check this out. There ain't nothing weak about Althea. Althea is growing stronger by the day. You got to hear all the amazing things coming up. March 20th, Suzanne Hunt's Healing Meditation 2. Expanding intuitive awareness, a 7-week class. What could be more important? Learn intuitive tools and open your awareness to healing energy. I love that. And then our dear friend, Purya, Mr. Rumi himself is coming. Purya Montessori offers Spring into Spring, an 8-week Rumi class on Zoom beginning March 23rd. I cannot say enough good things about Purya. There are few people in the world, actually, who are looked to with as much love and respect in terms of Rumi teaching and scholarship. He reads Rumi in the original language, and yet he translates beyond academics. He comes with heart, with wisdom, with practicality. I can't recommend it enough. It's going to be a combination of teachings, poetry, and meditation on Rumi. 8 weeks. It is a fantastic class. It's normally, I know for outside Althea, it's normally over $200. And then we were planning one for $160 at Althea. But because of COVID and all this stuff that's going on in our lives, Purya is just wanting you to be there. If you can't afford the $160, just make a donation. Speaking of incredible teachers, Julia Foster is offering another Enneagram class. I cannot say enough about her either, or the Enneagram. I love the Enneagram as a tool. One of the many tools I've explored. That's a hint. I'm a 7. So it's going to be on Tuesdays, and that is 7 to 9 p.m. beginning on April 6th. Spirituality based on a system of 9 personality styles. You'll learn about the Enneagram, how it works, and how it impacts our lives. Love the Enneagram. You got to do it. If you have never done it, you got to do it. And by the way, if you're a part of the growing, changing movements at Althea, knowing about the Enneagram becomes even more important, because what you start to realize is why you can be in a room with 20 people who all love the same place and all come for the same reason, but then when they start to talk about what they want and who they are and what they liked, it sounds totally different. How can we all experience the same thing so differently? The Enneagram will help you understand that. It will also help you understand people's strengths and things to watch out for. So that's a big plug on the Enneagram. And can you believe this? We have a sound bath coming up. April 11th, Althea is gathering steam for the spring. Greg Wilkins is back for an in-person sound bath at Althea. It will be a seated event. People will have space and distance, but the healing vibes of the gongs and the other things that he brings, bowls and so on, people love Greg Wilkins. I love Greg Wilkins. Can't say enough good things there either. And then, remember, some important other reminders. Next Sunday, the 21st, that is our ceremony. Our transition ceremony for me. We're going to be talking about it in the service today. It is live. It is in person only at the Cheeseman Park by Althea. You can park at Althea. I'll go over all the details later in today's gathering, and we'll have all the info in the newsletter. Maybe not on the website, but in the newsletter. Well, I guess we'll put it on the website, yes. So you're going to show up between 10 and 10:30 at the latest at the Althea parking lot and get over to the park. We're starting at 10:30. You need some walking time. Wear comfortable shoes, dress to be outside. This is a real ceremony, what means moving energy, acknowledging change. No speeches, no songs, no gifts, no awards. We are going to be in the energy of ceremony. It's going to be really cool. So I hope you come join. If you're not able to walk easily or a lot, you can be dropped off at the top of 14th Street. William Street, where William Street runs into Cheeseman Park, and then you can just sit if you have a walker or on a bench or on a blanket. Yes, Chad, sorry, I said Chuck. Energy work. It is energy work. That is exactly what we're doing. You're right, brother. And then on the 28th, I will be back online for my last official Sunday. Won't be my last Sunday, but it'll be my last official Sunday for now. And then you will be moving on with incredible speakers and teachers and talent. We have an exciting Easter Sunday in person this year. Queen City Jazz Band back as ever. And the legendary and magnificent Puria Montazari will be delivering the message, and I can't think of a better person to do it. Once again, we continue to work on our donation match challenge. Help us close the gap. We are doing okay financially, but we get hit every year with a $20,000 insurance bill in January, and then it just rides us all year as we try to pay it off. So if you can make an extra contribution to the Mariposa Insurance Donation Match Challenge, please do that. All right. I do believe that's all the announcements. So again, if you didn't hear me, next Sunday, the 21st, is in person only. No kids program online, nothing online. We're doing a ceremony of change, and we will talk about it later in today's gathering. And it does start at 10:30 sharp. In fact, it'll start before 10:30. So as soon as people start getting there, we will be in the flow. So masks, distance, bring your little bottle of sanitizer, but we are going to be together. Masks are obligatory. Distance is obligatory. Otherwise, we may be shut down by the police. So let's not be doing that. All right, at 11:30, when we finish our gathering here, we will be open for a Zoom chat from 11:30 to 12, a little time to connect in person and ask questions if you like. Whew, it's a lot of announcements. There is so much cool stuff coming up. I hope you're on the newsletter. I hope you're checking out our website and Facebook. Althea is going to have a spectacular year, and I am looking forward to seeing it and feeling it and from time to time being a part of it. On that note, let's take a breath. I'm going to ask you to slow down. Let's get centered and begin. So with your eyes closed, take 2 breaths in. You're breathing until you can't breathe in anymore. Hold it. Feel the tension in your life, the weariness in your life, and breathe it out through your mouth, long and slowly. Again, 2 breaths in. Hold it. Feel tension. Let it go. Feel the body soften and relax. Do this a few more times. 2 breaths in. Hold it. Gather all the uncertainty, emotion, tension, tiredness in your body, in your being, and then breathe it out and feel yourself soften, settle, and relax. Listen to stillness. Feel silence. And let that be your awakened experience of spirit. The space between us, the space that holds us, time, vibration, sound and silence, all spirit. And when we hold this meditation, when we affirm this with our eyes closed and our hearts open, then we are together, as always. Nothing between us, only the illusions of time and space and difference. From this place, we affirm our unity. We affirm our legacy. From this place, we remember the roots of this community. Over 130 years ago, a pioneering circle of women mystics and healers who set the stage for each and every transition we have gone through, we will go through, and we are here today to affirm them, to bless them, and ourselves to prepare to be the ancestors celebrated in future years to come. As our sisters said, God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. And this one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. We are individualized expressions of God and are ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. From this place, we stay quiet, we stay centered. If you haven't already, you may want to put a hand or both hands over your heart, or one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. We move through this affirmation of spirit as all into our prayer, each in our own way, but together as one. Dear God, the one that is all, divine light and love and wisdom, we are blessed on this day, for we have each other, and we have another moment to learn, to love, to let go, and to remember the soul and the soul's journey. We are grateful for all the ways we are nourished in body and mind, heart and soul. We are grateful for the beauty of this Althea community and this moment of growth as our roots go deeper and our branches reach higher. We are honored and blessed by everything in our lives that has brought us to this moment. For this moment is powerful, peaceful, and filled with potential. From this place, we offer our prayer, healing, wholeness, harmony for ourselves, for those we are closest to, for those we are furthest from. Healing, wholeness, harmony for our community, for all communities, for all nations. Healing, wholeness, harmony, and hope for a world surging forward in a time of great power, great potential. May we choose the high vibration. May we choose the highest good. May we learn and love together to live in oneness and spirit as family. For all these things and the prayers unspoken in our hearts, we lift them together and say, Amen. So, guess what time it is? What time is it? What time is it? Who knows what time it is? Someone said to me, I do believe it was Ginny from the board, so wise, so wise. She said, Jonathan, make sure in your last Sundays you share some of those classic stories. So, here we go. When does this take place? Audience participation, please. Yes, Susan, it's story time. And this story takes place when? When? Come on. When does it take place? The time delay is always a little bit weird, but let's see some emojis, some words. Get it out there. Let everyone know you're awake and you're handling the time change and the snow. Well, it's a trick long, long ago, but maybe not so far away. Maybe not so far away. There was a village, an indigenous village, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, on the vast plains of what is now the United States, and a small community, a village. And in that village, a girl, a young girl going through a difficult moment of her life as she was blossoming somehow from girl to young woman, not quite feeling like a little kid, but not really quite feeling like a big kid yet. I don't know. I picture something like 6 or 7 years old. And just not really feeling like she fits in. Not really feeling like she's got the friends that she wants, or that she has a place in the circle that she's proud of. Just a little out of step. Well, one morning, she notices her father preparing to go hunting. She runs to him and she tugs on his leggings and she says, Daddy, Daddy, won't you take me hunting with you today? Oh, honey, no. I'm going from the foothills here into the canyons. I'm going to be hunting deer. You know, it's dangerous. It's treacherous. And for that matter, there's mountain lions. And the mountain lions are really like, they're like our enemy. I mean, a mountain lion would just as soon snatch you up and eat you as anything else. No, go play with your friends. I can't possibly take you with me hunting. Well, the little girl says, Daddy, that's just it. I don't really have friends. I don't really fit in. I don't have the friends I used to have when I was little, but none of the bigger kids are really accepting me, and I don't know. Please let me get out of here. Please, Daddy. And she looks at him with her big, beautiful brown eyes, and he thinks about what is safe and what is right. And what do you think? What do you think he says? What should he say? He should say, no, stay home. I will not put you at risk. But who can resist those eyes? And he says, fine, come along. But you better do what I say. You better stay close and follow all my instructions. I'm telling you, it's dangerous out there, and the mountain lions are everywhere. Okay, she says, and off they go. He finishes packing up. They head out for the day. And of course, they walk and walk and walk, first through the fields and then the forests, and then it gets steep, and then over rocks and down into the canyons. And they come to a place kind of like a valley where there's trees and a big clearing, and he sits her in the middle of the clearing and he says, now listen, you stay here. I see tracks of a great big stag, and I'm going hunting. And I just can't risk your health. You stay here in the clearing. Look, there's sticks you can gather for firewood. There's flowers you can gather to play with. But that's it. Don't go beyond this circle. Nothing. No noises, no games. Don't go beyond this clearing. I'm warning you. There's mountain lions everywhere, and we've set traps. Our people have set traps to catch those terrible mountain lions. Don't go beyond the circle. Okay, she says, I get it already. Go. Away he goes and disappears into the distance. And there she sits. She gathers wood till there's no more wood to gather. She collects flowers till there's no more flowers to gather. And then she sits, and she waits, and she waits, and she waits. Until all of a sudden, there's a sound. A great cracking in the bushes, and then a deep moaning, a groaning of a beast, a growl, and the sound of shuffling and movement in the bushes. What should she do? Should she go look? Should she leave her circle, or should she call her father? Come on, folks. I know there's a time delay, but I want to see your answers. What should the little girl do? What was she told to do? Don't go beyond the circle. What makes sense? Call her father if there's trouble. What does she do? What do you think? Well, of course, like all kids, curiosity wins, and she goes to the edge of the circle, and she parts the bushes, and there she sees a great hulking beast, a mountain lion hunched over, and it's pulling at the rope of a trap that's caught around its leg with one of its long canines. Pulling, and then the mountain lion senses her and turns to see the girl. Their eyes meet, and they both freeze. The little girl starts backing up. Oh no! And the mountain lion says, wait, don't go anywhere. Come closer. Oh, you know where this is going, right? Come closer, little girl. Won't you set me free? Says the mountain lion. Oh no, says the little girl. I was warned about you. I know you're our enemy. I know that you would just snatch me up and eat me for your breakfast. I know that you're no good. Whoa, says the mountain lion. Like, you've been watching too many movies, kid. It's a joke. There were no movies. But I don't know where you get this. I am just out hunting for my little kits. What kind of a mother would I be if I abandoned my children and never came back? What if I died in this trap? You've got to set me free. I'm no different than your daddy and your mommy. I'm just trying to care for my little ones. Please, look into your heart and see the truth. The truth, eh? What do you think she does? Does she set it free or does she run? Does she set it free or does she run? I see Chadwick has said, you should set it free. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anybody else? Could be dangerous. Remember the big bad wolf? Well, sure enough, she unties the knots and pulls the leg out, and that's when the great big mountain lion lurches forward. And what? What happens? What happens when the mountain lion jumps forward? Your answer? Your guess? It's pretty surprising. The mountain lion comes forward and gives her a great big kiss on the cheek and nuzzles up against her and embraces her. Thank you so much, says the mother mountain lion. I can't thank you enough, truly. You have saved my children. You've saved my life. What could I possibly do to thank you? Well, you know, this is back in the day when people and animals could talk, and of course animals could transfer their magical powers to us. So the little girl says, gosh, anything? Like any kind of gift? I don't know, says the little girl. I mean, my life feels not very happy these days. I'm not like strong and fast like the other kids. I don't seem to be like maybe as smart as them. I don't know. I don't kind of get all the same jokes. I've been sad a lot, you know. What could you do? And the mountain lion is listening, and she says, well, you're talking about gifts of the body, or the mind, or the emotions, but my child, let me tell you, there's something deeper to who we are. Let me give you a gift of the spirit. Okay, says the girl. Here's what we're going to do. Take one of my eyelashes, says the mother mountain lion. Put it in the palm of your hands. Rub your hands together and wipe your eyes. And from that moment forward, you will always see the truth. No matter what anyone presents to you, like a little vision, a daydream in your mind, you will sense and see the truth behind it. And it will help you in all manners of life, I promise you. Okay, said the little girl. So she takes the eyelash, she rubs it in her hand, she wipes her eyes, just like that. She looks at the mountain lion and it's already happening. She feels this warm tingling in her body and she sees a daydream. With her eyes open, she can see that mama cub, that mama with her cubs. And she can see that the story was true. The blessing was true. The gift was true. She could see the story behind the story. But no sooner did this gift come to pass, she realized she had to get back to the circle. The mother lion gave her a big sandpaper kiss and disappeared into the forest, and the little girl ran back to the clearing. Well, the father comes, tired, worn out, empty-handed. And he says, my girl, how are you? How was your day? Did anything happen? What did you do? So the little girl says what every little girl says when the parent asks her, what did you do today? You know, like when they get back from school, what do they always say? Nothing. And then he asks, okay, then how was your day? She could tell him stories of the mountain lion or the flowers or whatever. How was your day? And she answers the way kids answer still to this day. And she says, fine. All right, nothing and fine. That's all we got. Let's go home, girl. And as they walk, the girl asks her dad, what about your day? What happened to the big stag? Well, the father says, gosh, I had quite a heroic day. I was chasing that deer over hills and down into crevices, and he was mighty and fast, and I just missed him in the last moment of the day, but oh boy, I was so close. As she continued to walk with her dad, she could feel that inner vision beginning again. But she saw her father, and the truth is that big stag disappeared right at the beginning of the day. Her dad spent the whole day chasing rabbits, and he didn't catch anything. It was a pitiful day of hunting, and that was the truth. Interesting gift. But as they continued to walk, she saw deeper. She saw the truth. And the truth is that he didn't catch anything, but the truth was also that he lied because he wanted her to know that he was doing his best and that he would look after her no matter what. And that was also true. And so she pet him on the back and said, don't worry, Dad, you'll get him next time. And off they went back through the forest, back across the river and through the field and to the village. As they approached the village, a little boy came running, waving at her. He saw them coming, and you remember all that firewood she gathered in the beginning. There it was tucked under her arm, and he said, come play with us, come play with us. But she saw with her inner vision the truth. And the truth is that he didn't really want to play with her. He wanted her to put down that wood so that when they were playing, he could take it and sneak it away. That was the truth. The gift was working. But remember, she sees the truth. So what else did she see? What she saw is the family of this boy. And his parents very hard and demanding. And he never has time just to be a kid. He's always doing chores for his great big family. And so she acted on the truth. And she said, well, I can't play today, but maybe you'd like this firewood. Maybe that'll help you with your chores and you can play a little longer. And just like that, she made her first new friend. And her life continued to unfold from that moment in that way. Whatever she saw, whatever people presented to her, she saw the deeper story. She saw that there was more than what the face revealed. The chief seemed so mighty, although had fear and worry within. Those that were lost in sadness or worry still had talents and gifts within. No matter what people portrayed, she discovered there was more to them, more to their story, and she learned to treat people according to the deeper truth. And if you can imagine someone like that who honors you, not just for all the good things you do, all the nice things you say, all the ways you perform and shape yourself on behalf of others, but someone who sees right through you and loves you anyway. Well, you can imagine she became a great healer in the village. By the time she was an adult, she was beloved by all, and everyone sought her company and her counsel. But the story's not quite over. They say that as she got older, her gift grew stronger and stronger. You see, the first thing she learned through her gift is how truly unique everyone is, how truly challenged by life everyone is, how we're all doing our very best given our circumstances, that everyone has a hidden story that is different and unique and beautiful. But as she grew older, she saw something else. Some say she saw something like a light, a presence, a power in each person, but that light was the same in everyone. Everyone shining from within with this beautiful spirit of life. And they say that when she realized this, she herself was healed. All fear vanished, all worry vanished, all clinging, all judgment, for she knew life as it truly was, whole and perfect in spirit. So this story is incredibly important for us today, both for the Althea community as we face so many changes and challenges, but also for each one of us wherever we are, and in our deeper understanding of ceremony. For ceremony is about being in relationship with the whole of life, and that means not just the dimension of seeming, but the deeper dimension of soul and energy. Ceremony is where we take the inner world and the outer world and we bring them together. We express the inner world, the hidden stories, through symbolism, through ritual, through objects, colors, movement, sound. And we let the outer world of ceremony, the rituals, the color, the movement, the sound, we let it move into us. Ceremony is a balancing of energies. It is a coming into alignment with things as they are. It is about restoring right relationship. And to be in ceremony fully, we need the vision of this little girl. We need to recognize the way people show up, recognize the way things look, but remember there's a deeper truth. Each person that comes, and whether that's a sweat lodge ceremony, whether that's a bar mitzvah ceremony, whether that's a Sunday church service, or even a yoga class, whatever ceremony it is that you go to, remember each and everyone inside it has their own experience that is moving through their own inner landscape. And the power to connect us, move us, change us, and heal us comes from that unifying spirit at the heart of it all. The life force that the little girl saw in the story. You must bring that vision of the 3 layers of being into ceremony, and ceremony will transform you. In many ways, I think of ceremony as a microcosm of the transformative work we're doing in the universe. The transformative work of the soul in the universe is to learn for the purpose of evolution. Learn for the purpose of evolution, the only purpose of the soul. Learn, 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 and from that learning comes love and wisdom, love and wisdom. But the great lesson before us, as well as the great impediment, is the imbalance and division that has been fed and fueled in our society. And I've talked about this many times in the past. The horizontal era of days gone by, the earth-based circular communities connected to land and nature and small-scale, slow living, and then the modern, vertical, hierarchical, power-oriented, technologically oriented, transcendent-oriented societies. And the first has become colonized and oppressed and repressed by the second. Think of it this way. The earliest era of humanity in which we lived close to Earth and each other was really the feminine era. The feminine era. Think of the feminine spirit, the feminine energy. And regardless of leadership or cultural division or gender, the feminine consciousness dominated a time of stories, listening, process, community, and closeness to nature and each other. The feminine era. And what was it replaced by? What was it oppressed by? The masculine era. And the masculine era is the era of conquest, the era of technology, the era of economy, the era of scale and doing things because we can, not because we should. Striving to be on the moon, striving to be on Mars. Well, we can't equitably distribute food or wealth on the planet. And yet billions, even trillions of dollars spent searching for answers in space. And yet, the feminine is not perfect by itself. In fact, the feminine era had all kinds of its own problems, just as the masculine era has. And so where we are moving as a species, as a community, and as a planet is to the time of integration. For masculine dominating without feminine is destructive. But feminine dominating without masculine is also unsustainable. Each is incomplete and out of balance without the other. In fact, there is no full masculine without the feminine. There is no full feminine without the masculine. The greatest gifts of the masculine require the feminine in order to blossom. The greatest feminine gifts require the masculine in order to blossom. They hold each other together and in tension and in uplift. It's like the yin and the yang. We've all seen it. And again, it's not about men or women, although certainly men have capitalized on masculine supremacy. But we've all internalized it in different ways. And so the little girl in the story shows us that the outer self is very much the masculine energy. The doing, the accomplishing, the showing the face. The inner self, the soul, is the feminine spirit. But our true power comes when they converge. When we hold it all in the neutral, loving consciousness of spirit. We don't make one right and one wrong and one better and one worse. We blend the forces of wholeness and life. This is at the heart of the story, and this is the very heart of ceremony. Ceremony is about bringing together the masculine doing, the ritual, the things, the stuff, with the feminine contemplation, receiving, feeling, processing, and allowing love and wisdom to arise. Each begets the other, for that feminine insight shapes the ceremony, and the ceremony shapes the conditions in which the feminine consciousness feels safe and expresses itself to us, through us, and as us. True ceremony is a power to change your life and the world. Now, let's close with an example. March 21st, we will have an Althea ceremony. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, most of us have been acculturated in the masculine consciousness, which means most of us have very little patience for true ceremony. 15 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, okay. There better be good music. It better be about me. But in the masculine consciousness, if the ceremony isn't about me, it's not for me. If I don't have words and explanations, and if I don't learn something intellectually, there's no value. But true ceremony moves at a much deeper level. In fact, the less language, the better. This, by the way, because I saw someone asked a question, this, by the way, is taking place at 10:30. Next Sunday, I'm going to walk you all through the exact ritual right now so you know what's going to happen. But to go back to the setup, we are doing this not just to make people feel better about change. We are doing this to actually work as a community, to turn the wheels of consciousness and energy to set the stage for the most potent, beautiful next era in Althea's history. So it's not just about our pleasure of saying goodbye. It's not about learning something. It's about using our bodies and our hearts to move the wheels of change. So here's what it's going to look like if you can join us. The small group that will be organizing the ceremony itself and holding special positions in the ceremony will be arriving around 10 o'clock in the Althea parking lot. You're all welcome. You can come early if you like, although you won't have anything to do for the first little while. Then we will be heading off in procession to the park. We will all have masks and we will all have distance. Now we're asking each and everyone to wear masks and practice distance. Now, what if you don't believe in masks? What if you don't believe in social distancing? What if you don't think coronavirus is real? Well, that's fine. The question is if you believe in Althea and if you pray for our future, if you want good things, then wear a mask and keep your distance, because the last thing we need is someone calling the police in the middle of our ceremony and having us all dispersed because one person refuses to wear a mask. So let's not make it about that, folks. Let's stay with the true intention, which is to honor this time of change. Off we go to Cheeseman Park. So from Althea, it's a straight walk, like I think 2 blocks, maybe 3 at the most. You walk down Williams Street, so Althea's at the corner of Williams and 14th. You'll walk straight down Williams. We will have greeters, making sure you're not getting lost. And then when you get to the park, you will see that we will have a little blessing and opening ceremony. And then we will set up in whatever space is available to us, and as big as we need, the Wheel of Life. The Wheel of Life. In ceremony, again, inner and outer, masculine and feminine. Feminine inner, masculine outer. We recreate the cosmos in our midst so we can move with the energy of it. There will be gates. That means 2 people standing with prayer flags, right? One on the right, one on the left. An eastern gate with yellow flags. A southern gate with red flags. A western gate with black flags. And a northern gate with white flags. The gates will be set up at a distance so that you can walk through the gates without being close to the gate holders, the gatekeepers, the pole bearers, and we will be doing a circular procession. You enter through the east, just the way the sun rises. We welcome the energy, the ancestors, the guiding spirit into our ceremony, into our community through the eastern gates, and then we bring ourselves in alignment with nature. That means that just by walking together, whether you're chatting with who you came with, or whether you're greeting neighbors, or whether you're silent and contemplative, we have our distance, our masks, but we hold prayers for Althea's future. We hold prayers for each other as we travel in that purposeful circle. In that way, all resistance is released, for we are in the energy of movement. All confusion and curiosity is set aside. We align ourselves with the forward-moving energy of evolution and life. And then each of us will proceed all the way around the circle at least once. If you can't walk the circle for mobility reasons, you are welcome to be dropped off by the park. You can sit in a chair, a blanket. If you have a walker, a wheelchair, you can be with the ceremony and still be a part of the blessing. If you can't come at all, pray for us at home. Start your prayer around 10:15. And then once we've moved around the directions, we will get to a point where I, who will be leading the procession, followed by special groups in stages. It will be me first. I have 2 ceremonial assistants. We will then have families with children because they are the future of Althea. We will then have the board and staff because they represent the work of Althea. And then we will have our beautiful community. If you want to be able to stop and talk with me, let's say, because it's our last time together, unfortunately, we just can't do that because we don't know how many people are coming. It could be 10 people, but it could be 100 people, right? It could be 150 people. And again, we have to be respectful of all the conditions and causes and cares. So we will keep our distance. But after we have proceeded in our circle, in some moment, I will reverse the circle, but you will continue walking clockwise. The energy of Althea goes forward and you maintain it. I, taking a new direction, will reverse my last cycle. So I will walk backwards, undoing the psychic bonds, the energetic bonds, and bringing myself back to the east gate. When I get to that point, and this will all be explained to you when we're there, you'll have our Thomas Long and Joni Klieger are helping me with running around, kind of telling people what to do. We have the gatekeepers and so on. So don't worry if you don't know what's going on. But at that point, we will stop together. We will stand in silence together. And then we will mirror each other. So I will do a number of gestures, which I invite you to do with me. And then we will exit the ceremony. I will leave through the east gate, and then you will all leave through the east gate, although you will proceed clockwise out. And in this way, we honor the cycle and energy of nature. In this way, we experience the depth of what our spiritual community is about, which is so much more than words and language and explaining and making ourselves feel good. It's about a spirit-centered life. It's about energy and intuition. It's about knowing who and what we are and where we come from and the power and the magic of life. And those are things we can't be explained. Those are only things we can do together and for each other. So, this is our plan for next weekend. And wherever you are, whoever you are, consider making ceremony a greater part of your life. How do you find the moment of balance, masculine and feminine, each and every day? How do you make the inside visible? And how do you make the outside an important sanctuary for the inside? How do we find the balance between the masculine and feminine forces of who and what we are? And you can create ceremony every single day. Small rituals at your altar, and then when you go through important times of change, like us, step into something grand. Bring the world above into the world below, and let the world below contemplate the world above, and so on. I look forward to seeing each and any of you who can make it next week. If you can't, I apologize, but there's some things that technology cannot do, and I'm grateful for that. Technology should not be able to do everything, and technology cannot do everything. And yes, we would all like to be a part of everything, but that's not really life either. We aren't all a part of everything. So each one of us can do our best with our own access to what's available. Now, before we close, please remember the following. Town Hall video recording is on the homepage. Thursday's amazing community gathering with Kathy Humphreys is free at 11 a.m., a discussion group. Everyone's welcome. March 20th, Suzanne Hunt's Meditation 2, Awakening Intuitive Awareness, begins. Puria Montessori's incredible Spring into Spring 8-week Rumi class begins March 23rd. Julia Foster's magnificent and important Enneagram Basics class Tuesdays starts on April 6th. Sunday, April 11th, we have a sound bath with Greg Wilkins. Next week, in person at Althea, in the parking lot, not the building. You can arrive anytime between 10 and 10:30, but we are starting at 10:30 or earlier in the park. So you're going to want to get your spot, get your mask, get your distance, get to the park. Or park wherever you want. There might be parking closer. My final official Sunday will be March 28th. We will have some special, brief but special guests on that Sunday. And then we have a spectacular Easter coming up in person with the Queen City Jazz Band, Puria Montessori. And of course, we continue the Althea Donation Match Challenge through Tim and Mariposa. In about 4 minutes, we'll be doing our live Sunday chat for those of you that want to carry this on. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for your prayers, your attention, your love, and your donations. The donations you give to us on Sunday allow us to maintain the building, allow us to keep our staff, allow us to continue to serve and uplift our community and in our community. And I'm telling you, 2021 is going to be an amazing year for this community. So your donations are going far. And I think you should stick around and see what happens next. On that note, let's have a little prayer, and then we can say goodbye. So, big deep breath, closing your eyes, opening your heart. To the one that is all, our source and substance, dear God, forces of creation, angels, ancestors, grandmothers, grandfathers, guardians, spirits, and all that is of the light, watch over us, watch over each of us who hears these words and all that is in our hearts. Bless us with the discovery and healing of the soul's depths. Bless us with the healing of our lives and the restoration of balance in the masculine and feminine. May we each and all find the blessings we were born for. May we each and all find and release the gifts we are here to give. May we learn together, love together, and let go together. Blessings, blessings for this world, for all that are in need, for all beings everywhere, love, wisdom, safety, hope, and harmony. As we move from spirit to spirit. Amen. Thank you, everyone. I'll see some of you in a couple of minutes on the Zoom. The link is posted. But remember, stay in touch. Lots of incredible things are happening. I'll be really excited and grateful to see some of you next week. Oh, and I didn't say this. If you do want to chat, you can bring a card or a letter and put it in a basket. So if there's something you really want to share with me, of course I want to connect with you personally. But under the circumstances and with all the weirdness in the world, if you can just write it in a note or a card, there will be someone accepting cards and letters. And I just might have a little something for you. So again, if you're going to be there, arrive between 10 and 10:30. Go straight to Cheeseman Park. If there's something you want to share, please put it on paper and you'll be able to put it in a basket. Bring comfortable shoes. We're starting as soon as we're ready, so that's probably going to be around 10:20 in Cheeseman Park. And you just show up when you can and get into that circle, and we will be together again. All right, lots of love. We'll send out the instructions this week. I'll catch you soon. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.